There's a couple of things I want to talk about. First things first, Donald Trump needs to be removed from office now. He's pretty much checked out of doing his job at this point. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, whether you realize it or not. We have the vaccines, yes, but they're not 100% effective in stopping the virus dead in its tracks. Our economy has still not recovered, and Donald Trump is just fuming at one thing, just angry at one thing, the fact that he lost this election. That's the one thing on his mind. It isn't the fact that hundreds of thousands of people, maybe a million people crowded onto the Capitol. It isn't for the fact that a campus police officer was shot and killed. Another one, during this whole situation, committed suicide after it. That 4 other Americans are dead. It's not that's not angering him at all. What's angering him, what's fuming that fire in him, is the fact that he lost an election. And after months of trying to prove that he didn't lose the election, which he failed to do under the law, and trying to steal an election, which he got caught and still failed, he's still angry about the fact that he lost the election. And even after that hostage tape of a statement in the White House, hours after his first statement saying, "I love you all, thank you, I love you all, but you gotta go home, you gotta go home." After that statement, he did nothing. It made things 10 times worse. So right now, Donald Trump needs to be removed from office under impeachment. Not his resignation, his impeachment. So he can't run for office again, and more to the point, he loses the presidential protection that the office affords him, even after he leaves his office at the time of this video in 8 days. It's got to stop. The second thing I want to talk about real quick is about the First Amendment. As you probably already noticed, people around in the right wing, the alt-right media, whatever, are being pushed out of Facebook, Twitter, especially their idol, Donald Trump. Being banned from Twitter indefinitely, being banned from Facebook indefinitely, being banned from YouTube indefinitely. I'm supporting this, but not for the reasons you might think. I can't stand to hear this son of a bitch. I hate him. I hate everything about his voice and everything else. The reason why I support it is because he is fomenting rebellion, getting all of his supporters screaming at the top of their lungs, saying, "I support Donald Trump and I support going to war against this country because Donald Trump lost the election." What he did in the chaos that ensued last week on the march on the Capitol is the simple fact that Donald Trump can't handle reality. He can't handle the reality that he lost the election. And now and to be honest with you, this should have been done years ago. But now with everyone trying to scream First Amendment violation and everything, First Amendment trumps all. And I don't mean that as a pun either. But it doesn't erase you or protect you from the responsibilities of the First Amendment. What you say on a social media post will be used against you, whether it's good or bad. Now, the fact is, take it from a person who was banned from Facebook a few times for a couple of weeks up to 3 months, to a month or so. What you say in public on Facebook is going to be scrutinized by the powers that be in Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or Instagram. Whatever you post on Instagram is going to be scrutinized. But the fact is this. You put yourself, Donald Trump, in that hole the second you decided to go on that little rally speech Wednesday saying, "We're going to take back the Capitol, we're going to march on Pennsylvania Avenue, by the way. We're going to take back the Capitol." What did you think was going to happen when you practically gave these people a loaded gun It was up to them to pull the trigger, and they did. Literally, 5 people, and among them a Capitol police officer, are dead because of you. What did you think was going to happen? If we can't get you out of office that way, we can at least minimize the damage you're doing now. Now, I'm hearing a lot of crybabies out there, supporters of Donald Trump. People are going on Parler, whatever it's called, some sort of social media fit. Cry all you want. But Donald Trump put this on himself, and he's suffering the consequences. All his life, he has never suffered the consequences of anything. And this may be a little ticky-tacky, a little small on the level, but at least it's good enough for me. And there's one more thing I want to talk about, and this is the last thing. I'm going to take about a couple of minutes on this. We've been hearing reports that there have been threats in every major city in this country that Donald Trump supporters are going to go to war. Their words, war. Just because Trump didn't get reelected as president. Just because they feel like their rights are being taken away. Don't do this. I'm speaking to them now. Please do not do this. Donald Trump is the worst kind of a rallying cry to go to when it comes to situations like this. He's not worth it. He's not worth dying for. He's not worth going to jail for. You do this, there's no turning back. You do this, it's all going to come down on your heads. And who would you want to be remembered as? Americans? Men? Women who fought for this country? Or do you want to be remembered as the lapdogs of Donald Trump? Guys like Senator Howey, trying to be the Black Panther, the Black Power fist, who only did for his white supremacist supporters. Or Ted Cruz, who's trying to rewrite history, saying, I stood up to Trump. I didn't like what Trump said, while knowing damn well that he supported Trump from day one, even after he insulted his family. They're not worth it. They're not worth losing everything for him, for Donald Trump. Walk away. Isn't that hashtag you guys try to keep hitting us with? Walk away. He ain't worth it. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left. Justice to the right.